Welcome to KPMG Alumni and Retired Partners. I'm Cynthia Kane, the CEO and founder of the Kane Intentional Communication Institute, which is the leading communication institute for high-achieving individuals that provides a holistic approach to effective communication. I'm the best-selling author of How to Communicate Like a Buddhist, Talk to Yourself Like a Buddhist, and How to Meditate Like a Buddhist, and a certified meditation instructor. If you are here, it means that maybe you've heard about meditation before, maybe you've tried it and loved it, or maybe you've tried it and found it awkward and difficult and hard to do on your own. Or maybe you've never done it and you don't know much about it, but you've seen articles in the Times or heard about it on NPR or from Anderson Cooper, and you know that a lot of companies like Google have brought mindfulness programs into their organizations, but maybe you've been intimidated by it. Because what is it really? And while we're at it, what's mindfulness? And are they the same things? If any of the above resonates with you, know that's how most come to the practice, with this sense of curiosity. When I first meditated, it was right after my first love passed away, and I was really searching for a way to feel better in the world, to really feel safe and secure and connected, to feel grounded. I was needing more from the world, in that I really wanted to figure out how to be here and simply be without feeling so much sadness and anxiety and overwhelm. This feeling of urgency and rushing and everything being such a big deal. I was really searching to find space. I was really searching to find quiet. I remember being a kid and needing to go up to my room and lay on my bed if something didn't go the way that I wanted, or I was upset about something. And that's what I needed after Mauricio went away. But the difference was that I needed that within my mind. I couldn't get away from myself and my self-talk and my thoughts. Basically, I needed a break for myself, or at least that's what it felt like. I wanted some ease and peace. Maybe you felt something similarly lately, right? With what's going on in the world, caught up in thoughts and fear and anxiety, the uncertainty of it all, craving to feel better or to feel some sense of ease. Einstein said the most important question you can ask yourself is if the world is a friendly place. And when I first started meditating, the world was not a friendly place. The first time I meditated, I was extremely uncomfortable. I remember my thoughts telling me I was doing it wrong, that I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I was all over the place. Sometimes I was asleep. Other times I was just annoyed at myself because I opened my eyes and I wasn't supposed to do that. It was just really hard to sit with myself, to be with myself. I'd never done that before. I also was intimidated by the practice because I thought I had to go to India, be a certain religion, wear a sheet, know a lot of stuff, and be somebody that I wasn't. Even though I was uncomfortable in the beginning, I kept doing it. And as I kept doing it, it got easier to do. It got easier to sit with myself and allow myself to be as I was without judgment, but with pure observation and a sense of curiosity, almost like I became a subject. And you know what happened? All the emotion I felt and the stress, the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the overwhelm, it didn't go away. I wish I could say it did go away, but it didn't go away. But it was suddenly okay to feel it. It was suddenly okay to feel it without letting it control me, which was scary because I was really taught that you didn't want to feel anything bad or negative, that I was taught to really push everything away. But I was no longer pushing it away. I was learning to live alongside it. I started to feel safe in the world again, calm and present and joyful and connected. And while I still have anxious and stressful moments, they are moments instead of days and weeks and months. If you had told me 10 years ago that I would find peace in my life, that I would form deep connections with others, see beauty in the world, stop judging and evaluating myself constantly, and change my relationship to fear and death and stress and anxiety, I would never have believed you. But here I sit. The impact was so profound that I went out and became a certified meditation and mindfulness instructor. And for those I work with, meditation has the same powerful effect. On a physical level, meditation can help reduce blood pressure, help you sleep better at night, increase fertility, normalize blood sugar, decrease chronic pain, improve circulation, and optimize the immune system. On a psychological level, it alleviates depression, increases contentment, it boosts your self-confidence and self-esteem, and it enhances decision-making skills and reduces compulsive behavior. And then on a spiritual level, it increases this feeling of connectedness with life. It increases feelings of safety and intuition. As you may or may not know, right, I help people change the way they communicate so they feel confident and present in their interactions. I've helped over 60,000 people change how they communicate. And one of the biggest tools I've found that determines success or failure is meditation. It's the core of having the types of interactions you desire with yourself, with others in the world. It's how you become more responsive instead of reactive, a more compassionate person in difficult moments, and present in your life. So today I want to share with you what meditation is, what mindfulness is, and are they the same thing? What are the most common blocks that stop people from meditating, and how to meditate? Okay, so what is meditation? It's an ancient and modern technique used to reduce stress, to focus on one thing at a time, to help you become more responsive instead of reactive, and be more attuned to the present moment. It is the formal practice of mindfulness. So mindfulness is paying attention to the moment that you're in while you're in it. Anything can become a mindful moment. Mindful eating, mindful movement, mindful speaking. While meditation is when we carve out time to sit and pay attention to the moment that we're in. So right now, even, we can close our eyes and just start to pay attention to the sounds in your environment. And open your eyes. That's a mindful moment, right? Mindful moments can also look like slowing down, right? Doing something that you do every single day and putting your attention on it. If you're washing dishes, actually feeling what the water feels like on your hands, what the sponge feels like when you're making that movement to wipe away the excess, right? You can bring mindfulness to any moment. So the process of meditation is carving out time to really sit and pay attention to the moment that you're in. So it is the formal practice of mindfulness. And the process during meditation, it looks like having one point of focus, becoming distracted by all your thoughts, seeing your thoughts, saying thank you so much for sharing, and coming back to your point of focus. So point of focus here can be your breath, it can be a sound, it can be a mantra, right? Mantra is known as vehicle of the mind, which can be a word, it can be a phrase. And really, you can find anything to put your attention on and have that be your point of focus. You get distracted, you notice that you're caught up in that distraction, you thank it for sharing, for coming in and moving you out, and then come back to your point of attention. So many people think you have to stop thinking to meditate, but that would really be impossible because the mind is meant to think. So just as the nose is meant to breathe, right? It's beginning really to notice your thoughts. And when you see that you're caught in one and you're going down a rabbit hole, that you acknowledge it, you thank it for sharing, and you come back to your present moment. It doesn't matter how many times you have to refocus, because that is truly the practice. Continually coming back to the present moment again and again. It's a practice of remembering and forgetting. The practice itself is simple, but actually doing it is difficult. Why? Because who wants to take the time to sit with themselves for 10 minutes a day? So many of us are trying to get away from ourselves, our thoughts and emotions, that to voluntarily sit with them doesn't seem like the best idea. While time is what I see stop most people from meditating, right? There are also what are known as the 5 hindrances in Buddhism, which are the common blocks that our mind puts up to prevent us from sitting in meditation. And these blocks are desire, aversion, drowsiness, restlessness, and doubt. So desire is really at the root of suffering in Buddhism, not desire itself, but the attachment to it. So in this case, desire acts as an obstacle to our meditation practice because it says, I want to be doing something else right now. I really would rather be taking a walk around the block, or I'd rather be, going out and having a good meal. It's that idea that, I plan to meditate, but I'd really like to watch this show on Netflix instead. So desire is one of the ways that we prevent ourselves from sitting in meditation. Another that comes up is aversion. This is dislike or anger or fear, right? It's too cold to meditate, or it's too hot to meditate. I can't do it on this cushion. It isn't comfortable. It's too noisy in here to meditate. or like the internal complaints about why now is not a good time to meditate. It's likely in those moments that you are experiencing aversion, right? The next element, I guess, that really blocks us from meditation or meditating is boredom and sleepiness. A lot of beginning meditators will fall asleep while meditating, and that's completely normal. But at that moment, you may think, I can't do this, right? And in that moment, though, what it's asking you to do is to, go deeper into paying attention to your breath, paying attention to the mantra, to the sound, to bring in that curiosity, right? So the boredom can set in too, because we're like, oh, we're just sitting here. This is pretty boring. But again, it gives you this opportunity once you start to notice that you're feeling bored or the sleepiness is there to go deeper into the sensations that are present and beginning again. The next element that prevents us from meditating is restlessness. For me personally, when I'm sitting in 15 minutes into a meditation, my leg will fall asleep. I can use that and I can say, that means I'm going to stop meditating. Or I can put my attention to my leg falling asleep and have that become my point of focus. And then once I've finished, with that sensation in the leg, I move my attention back to my breath or to my word. And restlessness also comes up when we want to be doing anything else, right? So we'll get up and we'll go to the kitchen or, we'll check our phone. It's very normal to feel restless during meditation or before meditating. And then the last hindrance or the last block that prevents us from meditation is doubt. Sometimes you can be in a meditation and you're wondering, am I doing it right? Why am I doing this? I'm not getting anything from this. And that makes sense because we want to control, right? That is what our bodies and our brains want to do. We want to control things. And meditation is where we start to let go of this need to control, which kind of messes with us, right? So there is really no way to meditate incorrectly unless you don't meditate at all, okay? So understanding the hindrances will help you start to see them crop up when it's time to meditate or during your meditation. And that's really when you want to just notice them. You want to allow them to be there and use them as cues to lean in more to the sensations of meditation and knowing that that's your opportunity to begin again, to come back to the breath, to come back to the mantra, to come back to the sound. Okay, so how do you meditate? You're going to find a cushion or a chair to sit on, and your hands rest gently on your laps. You can put your palms down, or you can have them open, right? Palms down often means you want to remain more inward. Palms up is more a symbol that you're open to receiving and you're open to connecting. Your eyes can be closed. Sometimes your eyes can also be capped, just a few, your gaze being a few inches in front of you. And if you choose to cap your eyes, your focus is not on anything in particular. It's almost as if you're just letting everything be in your line of sight, okay? And then you have one point of focus like I've talked about. So this one point of focus can be your breath. It can be a mantra. It can be a sound. It could be an image. And then you get distracted. You see the distraction, and that's the moment, that's the beautiful moment where you get to say, thanks so much for sharing. I'm just going to come back to my point of focus now. Okay, so that is how you meditate. So today we're going to sit together for, 5 minutes or so. So you get a taste of meditation, and I'm going to keep track of the time. Okay. Go ahead and you can take your seat. You can find a cushion and, let your legs cross gently in front of you. You can be seated on a chair with your feet planted firmly on the ground and your hands resting gently on your thighs, palms down. And go ahead and close your eyes. And we'll begin by taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths, inhaling slowly and fully through the nostrils, and exhaling deeply. Starting the breath from your belly, up your diaphragm, your chest to your nose, and then on the exhale from the nose, the chest, the diaphragm, the belly. And this just sends a signal to your body to relax. And you can let your breathing return to its natural rhythm and depth. There's no need to force or control the breath. Just let it be natural. Let it be easy. And start to notice the sounds in your environment. Sound is not a barrier to this practice. We want to welcome all the sounds that we hear. And seeing if you can just notice the sounds. Not create a story around it or why it is the way it is or pushing it away. Just letting the sound be there. And move your attention now to the cool air on the inhale and the warm air on the exhale. And you may notice a lot of thoughts, and that's okay. Just observe the thoughts that are there. And if you find that you're caught up in one, that you're thinking about your to-do list, the emails that you have to send, how you need to be anywhere else, just say thank you for sharing and come back to your attention on the inhale and the exhale. It doesn't matter how many times you have to begin again. This is the practice. And see if you can follow the breath all the way in to the top where there's a natural pause. And then on the exhale, follow it all the way out to the natural pause. And then when the breath is strong, follow it back in. And let go of the breath now and just sit in the stillness. And you can start to circle your wrists, circle your head, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and just notice the shapes and colors around you. So I hope that was comfortable. Sometimes after meditating, you can feel refreshed, you can feel tired. Maybe sometimes you can feel more anxious than when you started. There's no right or wrong way to feel here. Every experience will be different. And as I said earlier, I teach people how to communicate in a kind, honest, and helpful way where they're more responsive instead of reactive, where they begin to live alongside their emotion and not let it run their interactions, but where they notice it and then can choose a different way of interacting, where they have control over their words and speak in ways that they respect. And a big part of that training is meditation. And there are many reasons to learn to meditate. And right now, being more at home may be one of them, right? One of them may be not to fight with people, to blow up at those that you love, or react harshly to family and friends, partners, colleagues, or employees. Or you want to feel less stress and fear about what's going on in the world. You want to be able to connect with others again, to feel hopeful and confident and present in your life and within your interactions, knowing really you can navigate chaos and discomfort with ease. you're really wanting to release stress, difficulty with pain in the body, right? If this rings true to you, then starting a meditation practice will truly help. So I want to thank you, KPMG alumni and retired partners, for joining. And I hope you really enjoyed yourself here and you learned a little bit about meditation and mindfulness. And if you're interested in watching more webcasts like these, please visit kpmgconnect.com. Thank you for watching.